What is up, everybody? We're kind of in the middle of installing the mirrors that I painted yesterday. Didn't film it just in case they came out like shit, so I didn't have to show it of how shitty of a job I did, but they actually came out pretty decent. Stock one's on this side. You see over there, it's installed already. You're gonna have to take your panels off. You're gonna have to take your door panels off. Hold on. Keep that. Depending on the angle, obviously, but like you can tell it's a different color here and there. It's a little bit darker. It's like more of like a straight gray, and I feel like the car paint has like a little like greenish tint to it. But yeah, we're gonna hop right into this. I obviously did the passenger side already because I need to figure out how to actually do it if I'm gonna try to show you guys how to do it. Gotta do the driver's side. Got it all painted up, clear coated it. It's not perfect, but it's not horrible. So we're good enough to send it and put it on the car. The wiring diagrams that I found actually has 3 wires, and as you see, my mirror has 4 wires coming off of it. I actually wrote down how the previous owner had them, and I wired it like that just to see, and it was wrong. So we're going off the wiring that I found on, I don't even remember what website. Just Google search it, S14 ganador mirror wiring, and you'll find it. It was very easy. I believe it was blue to blue, black to yellow, brown to purple. And then there was an extra black one, but I'll show you that in a minute. Alright, so to kick off this install of your mirrors, gotta take your door panel off. Door panel is very simple. Let me actually find the door panel for you. There was a bolt in here. There's one in there. There was a clip there. And then there was 3 screws along the bottom. Then you just pop right out. And then you'll be left with this. Now after your door panel is off, you gotta pop this. You gotta pop this this guy off right here. You could probably get it with your fingers. If not, flathead screwdriver, and if not, plastic pry tool. If you use your hands, it's probably the safest. Plastic pry tool is second, and then if you use a flathead screwdriver, you could probably mess up your mess up the plastic. But as long as you're careful, you'll get it off. So the next step we're gonna do here is we're gonna unplug our wiring. That is the wiring from your mirror. Come down here, we follow it, it's right there. You're gonna unplug that, then you got 3 10mm bolts, 1, 2, and 3. Take those out, whole mirror comes out. Then we're just gonna do the reverse of that to put our new mirror on. I obviously don't have the glass on it, but gonna put the new one in. This was the bright ass red that it was. I mean, if you look back in the other video, you'll see. Yeah, like I said, the reverse of that. Put these in. You got the 3 10mm, and then we're gonna have to move on to wiring, which is the like slightly harder part of this, but it's still a very easy part of this whole thing. So yeah. So when we get into the wiring part of the mirror, this is when it gets like a little tricky, but it's not the end of the world. So don't mind the wires, because these wires came with the mirrors, and I don't have any extra wire right now, so I'm just reusing it. So the colors are like a little all over the place. But in the end, it's really where the connection from the mirror is going directly into the plug. So it really doesn't matter what color you have in between there. One of the problems I had with my mirrors is that it has 4 wires instead of 3 wires. So the thing I found online, it only had 3 wires to wire up your mirror. So I had to do a little testing here, but in the end it all works out. So what you got to do, you actually have to cut the plug off from your stock mirror. So you want to leave a decent amount. I mean, like I said, don't mind the wiring right now. Just like find a decent amount of plug
cut it off so you have some slack just in case you ever want to rewire it back in. So this is the OEM plug, and then these are my wires coming off of the mirror. So it's very easy. Blue goes to blue. So let's try to feed it. You got blue goes to blue. You have black into yellow, and then I have brown and a second black wire are going into the purple. So what I had to do is, since I have two black wires, you actually have to just plug them in, kind of like just cross your fingers and make sure, hope it works. If it doesn't work, swap your black wires around. So I had one black wire going into the yellow, didn't work, swapped it for the other black wire coming out of the mirror into yellow, and we're good now. I still didn't put the glass in, but let me show you. Do you hear that? That's the mirror working. You can look at this one over here. Let's pull this key out. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm just gonna clean up my wiring a little bit. Like I said, it doesn't matter what color wires you have, how much slack you have coming out. You could always neaten it up with some zip ties, and it's gonna be behind your panel, so it's kind of like, doesn't really matter how neat or sloppy you want to make it up. That one's up to you, but I'm gonna clean up my wires a little bit, put at least this top piece of the panel back on, and then oh, I gotta pop the glass back in, and then we're done with this. So I'm gonna do that quick. So that was not a cheap mod, but that was a super simple mod done. Now my car is a lot more JDM AF because it's got the ganadors on it, but I think they look a lot better. Not as bulky. They like follow the body a little bit better, I guess. I did the same thing with the paint. Hopefully I was able to show in the video, like depending on the angle, like it looks better. I don't know. Closer. It's a lot better than that bright red that it was, so at least it kind of blends in with the car. But I've actually been thinking about spraying the whole car with spray paint, because just to like clean it up a little bit for the meantime before I do the, because eventually I'm going to do the front end swap, and I don't want to paint the car now and then have to repaint it when I do the front end swap. Oh, plus over fenders too, so like, do I just do the cheap getaway for now? Do I plastic dip it? I don't know yet. But I mean, if I do the spray paint, I mean, this came out pretty decent. And it's actually like shinier than the actual paint. If you look down there, like you can see my reflection better there in the mirror, better than off the door. But I don't know, because like there's a lot of spots on the car that need like addressing. This stuff here, this stuff there, 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 there. I mean, you get the point. But been thinking about doing that. I could really do like a panel at a time, because I mean the wing pieces, I mean it's a small piece, so like it's not that bad. The mirrors are like a small piece, but it's not that bad. Like it was kind of a pain in the ass like getting in there, since you can't really get like a direct angle at it. But I mean, if I do the front fenders and the door, that's like, that'll be like 1, 2, 3. The trunk is like simple. The only problem I see is getting from this A-pillar, the roof, down to the back fenders, like looking good, because it's I guess it was spot welded somewhere, probably like there. Yeah, probably like up there somewhere. It's probably welded and whatnot, so like it's really only like one piece. I mean, it's not one piece, but it's made to look like one piece. So like getting that to look legit is gonna be probably a little task. I don't know. So since these door panels are out, I'm probably gonna wind up trying to clean the shit out of them because they're off, and this car is 20 something years old, 96, 22 years old. So I doubt it was ever like deeply cleaned. Like you can see like discoloration there, and the vents are probably disgusting. So probably just gonna wind up like doing like a little deep clean on the panels. Actually thinking about trying to reupholster like the middle section, like that cloth piece, but it doesn't really look like it comes out. So I don't know how we're gonna do that, but figure something out. But we're moving along with the car. But little by little, it's starting to look like it was cared for. I want to thank you guys for joining me on this quick video because this mirror install was pretty damn quick. I should have filmed some of the painting, but like I said earlier, I didn't want to like fuck it up and then really have nothing to show for it. But they came out decent. The wiring, like I said, it could be a little tricky. You might have to just mess with the connections a little bit, since the wiring diagram online is for 3 wires and there's 4 wires on these mirrors, but they work. So maybe next we gotta look into getting the USDM glass for these. I know they have like a blue tinted one. Once again, thanks for joining me. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.